I just want to show the ignition problems I've been having with the S40 here. Basically when you turn the key nothing happens. I think I found the source of the problem. I haven't found a proper fix because I think it is a corrosion and wiring issue, which I'm not diving into right now. But I'll just show you the problem, show you what steps you can sort of follow yourself without too much heavy involvement mechanic wise. So hopefully you find it useful. What we're aiming for is this fuse box here, and it's just that little clip at the top. You give it a pull and then push the pins at the bottom out just out of the way. Okay, so this is the little wiring diagram for the actual fuse box, which is on the inside of that lid that we've just taken off. It's very difficult for me to get a decent photograph of it to show it properly, but if you're doing this you'll have that there, so you can just take a look at it. So the fuse here, this 15 amp fuse, is the one we're just going to check just to see if it's part of the problem. So basically just pull it out using that little device and put it across the multimeter and check continuity of it to make sure the fuse is still good. Okay, so now our next step obviously is to put that fuse back in. If it's still good, if it's not, we'll replace it and put a decent one in. And if it is that the fuse is faulty, you can try the ignition switch and see if it's solved it. If not, we'll work at the relays here, and it's basically that little relay there just in underneath, the top one below that cable bundle. And so basically if you take it out and you swap it with that one that's just above the relay, the cable bundle, that's for the rear demister. So if you swap the two around and give it a go and see if that solves it. So the reason I was able to swap the relays around and leave them in position was because after this I actually tested the relays and checked and found out that they were all still working and still switching, and there was nothing actually wrong with the relays. So that's why I'm thinking it's actually something a bit more severe and a bit more serious, and what I am thinking it is potentially corrosion on the cables in under that plastic housing. So it's potential for a bad contact to be made, and this may solve my problem for the next 2 or 3 months, but it may come back, and I would imagine what it is then is the connection has bounced loose just as I'm driving or something like that. So as you're working with this, I would just recommend you try to keep this whole connector dry, because there are connections in underneath, and if it is corrosion, then it's corrosion due to water ingress, and that's basically opening that lid and letting water and moisture get in and around all that stuff. So definitely try and keep that as dry as possible, because you don't want to have more problems with different things that's being switched in there. Yeah, I hope you find it useful. Hope it's sort of, if you're seeing this problem, I hope it helped out, but definitely just remember to be careful here. And as I say, everything I did there wasn't that dangerous as far as you being able to electrocute yourself, but still, you're working at live parts, you should be very careful with it.